Have I not been going live, bro? I don't know. Well, it says I have been going live. I don't know. I don't know. One concurrent viewer. Wonder who's watching me. Wonder if you guys can see what I'm doing. It says live only 30 seconds. I don't know if I've just been talking into thin air the last hour or so. This kind of sucks if I haven't been. But what can I do? What can I do? I wonder if this saves. If I can just post it later on, you know? I think I have to click on go live there. Well, it is what it is. I explained my whole trading strategies. I explained what I am seeing on the charts here, what each chart means. I explained the depth of market on the right-hand side. I explained, again, what I'm seeing on the screen, that I trade using volume charts. My three main trading strategies are a combination of, well, my main trading strategy is a combination of using volume profile, using Fib retracement, and trend analysis. And a lot of things that I explained. I explained the top step combine that I'm in right now. I'm on the $50,000 account, and my goal is to get to $53,000 in the profit target without losing more than $1,000 in a day, without losing more than $1,000 in a week, and without having more than a $2,000 peak to valley drawdown. In addition to a few other rules, not trading at certain times. What else did I explain? I explained what my goal is with this, which is to share with full transparency what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, to do it in a way in which it makes sense to people so that it makes more sense to me. Develop my online presence by doing this, be more confident when I'm on screen, be more confident in the way that I trade, even share certain things that I'm taking away from the books that I'm reading regarding trading. Some of them are Mastering the Markets, which I'm going through right now. The Little Book of Market Wizards, which has also been very helpful, by Jack Schwager. Yeah, many things that I'm learning in this process. I just want to share those, and at the same time have accountability in how I am building on each day. And then also maybe help educate some people that are just getting into it for the first time. I know there's a few other people that are trading as well online, especially the Top Step trading combine, and sharing your screens. And that was actually one of the inspirations for this as well. So the people that have been doing that, and I found you on YouTube, shout out to you guys, because it gave me the idea that I can do this as well. And yeah, share what little I know, and hopefully piece together things that would be useful for everyone, including myself as well, because this is a long journey. I've been on this journey for more than a year now, trying to be consistently profitable using the S&P 500 futures. So I hope that this will help me build consistency, build some accountability in my trading routines, and at the same time maybe help others as well. So it looks like if my first part of the stream was not recorded because I did not press go live on the YouTube Studio tab that I have open, then I will have to re-explain that some other time, maybe tomorrow. That's okay. I'll do that again. I'll probably repeat that many times as I continue to refine it. It was good. just good practice for me anyways. Um, and I want to see how this turns out because I am using a widescreen monitor, and it may be what's the word? It may be squishing it down. I don't have the actual word, but yeah, it may be scrunching it down horizontally, so it may not be the best look there, so I might have to adjust some settings. This is all a work in progress, like life is. So, but you gotta start somewhere, right? So, starting somewhere here on Tuesday, February 9th, the afternoon session. This is around 2:38 p.m. and we have about 21 minutes before market close, and market's been trading in a trend, in a range today, so not much of a trend. Slight uptrend. It may set. It's coming up right to the all-time high at 39.13. So if it breaks through that, it may set higher highs up until 39.15. So let's see. I'm watching this. Like I said, I want to enter a trade. Just if anything, just to scalp, so that I can have one day that I traded, that I did not just lose for the combine. But I wouldn't usually use that if I was just actually trading for real. I would not, just enter a trade willy-nilly. I would make sure that it has hit my parameters. There is a quote that I traded, that I shared with you guys earlier, which I really like. Well, it's not a quote, but it's a metaphor for trading is like emulating the cheetah. So cheetah is the fastest, land mammal, and it could probably catch any prey that it wants anytime, but it also knows that resources are limited, and it can't just, start chasing, antelope or wildebeest or whatever they eat, zebras. It can't just chase them whenever it wants, but it has to kind of pick and choose its spots and be patient the other times. And so, it has to go after, ones that are sickly or young or old, and not, the ones which would be hard to catch. So anyway, so to emulate the cheetah as a trader, wait with conviction. That's what I'm learning, especially. Wait with conviction, strike with precision. So, it just really struck me that that's something that I need to do as a trader, not overtrade, not get too excited, not get too impatient, and know that the market is going to continue to give me opportunities to trade and make money. And this is a long journey that I signed up for. I've been doing this, like I said, for over a year, and it's been very inconsistent. And that's one of the reasons I'm doing this, is so that I can build consistency, is I can share my progress, is that I can be more accountable to myself in doing all of this. So yeah, again, I'm trying to emulate the cheetah, which is pretty badass. So here we are, 2:20 p.m. Very, very boring day, honestly, on the S&P. I should probably check on some of my other accounts to see how the actual stock market is doing. Pretty average day, or not much happening up or down for my stock and option portfolio either. And then on the crypto side, actually pretty solid day. My BTC holdings, obviously BTC is up to 47,400 as of right now, so that is awesome. Love it. Absolutely love it. So that's where I'm at now. Alright, just being patient with this. Not sure if it's going to continue to break through and set that new high for the day. Since we're on this topic, since we're already on and I got 20 minutes to kill, 18 minutes to kill. Real quick, I'm going to explain what we're looking at on the screen. So the main screen that we see here is what I usually use to trade, and this is a candlestick chart with each candle printing whenever there's 2584 shares, 2584 contracts traded, and so it will move on to printing the next chart when there was 2584 shares, 2584 contracts printed. So you can see there's a volume, what do you call this, like a volume chart, volume histogram here at the bottom, and I use that to let me know whenever or where we are on the current chart, so the current bar, excuse me. So this current candle, I'm using these terms interchangeably, I'm sorry, candle, bar, chart, I should standardize that, but yeah, so for this candle, the one that we're currently on right now, it just started printing, so you see the volume is very low, and as contracts continue to get traded, transacted on, it'll continue to move up until it gets to the top, and then the next candle will start to form. And so that's this main chart here, and I'll explain later why we got to 2584. It's a Fib number, it's a Fibonacci number, so that's why I'm using that. And the reason I'm using 2584 and not something like 610 or 1597 or 6765, 10946 is because this gives me the right granularity. Not right, but the granularity that's right for me in terms of seeing what's happening in the market, which without showing me too much noise, basically. So yeah, the right balance between showing enough so that I can see when the trends are forming, and not everything. So for example, if I'm comparing that to the 10946, I'm not able to see too much in terms of how the trends are forming or trend breakouts are happening as much as this, but then compare this to, let's say, the 610 chart, and it would just show me way too much information, and it would just be too much noise at that time. So I find it's the right balance for the way that I trade. So that's the main chart. In the bottom left, I have a standard time-based chart, so for it would print the next candle based off of whenever the time has elapsed, and I'm using 144 seconds, which also happens to be a Fib number. And why am I not using like regular 1 minute chart, 60-second chart, or 2 minute chart, 5 minute chart, 15-minute chart, whatever? Because it gives me something that most people may not be looking at. Who knows? Maybe even anyone may not be looking at. So maybe I have this notion that it might give me a little bit of an edge to be looking at something that many people aren't. I can also just pull up a regular 5-minute chart, 10-minute chart, and see what everyone else is also looking at. But this gives me, this gives me a little bit of a mental edge, I feel, to be looking at this. And so this also allows me to see where the volume has been traded more at which time of day. So kind of pairing this up with the main chart, I can see, okay, this is where volume has been trading at. So that's the 144-second chart, time-based chart. Then I have the 10946 volume chart, so very similar to this, the main chart. So instead of 2584 as the number of contracts that need to be transacted on until it prints the next candle, this would need a little bit more. This would need almost 4 times as much, 10946, before it prints the next one. And I mainly use this for trade exits. So I would enter on trades up here. I would do all my analysis, most of my analysis up here, and then I would use this to exit trades based off of when the trend might be reversing. So it gives me a little bit less granularity, so I'm not entering and exiting trades willy-nilly. So it gives me a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more leeway as I'm trying to exit trades. So it's a 10946, and then here on the bottom right, I have a standard minute chart again, 45-minute chart, and this one is I mainly use this to chart the trend and the volume profile. So maybe this is the time for me to get into my first strategy that I use, and that's to use volume profile. And from a swing low, basically wherever the market is at its low to a high, or vice versa, from a high to a low, if it's on a downtrend, I use this a tool called volume profile that I can adjust. So right now I have it running, so let's say I have it running to a certain point. It would show me at which price was most volume traded at. So as you can clearly see, there are some spikes. It's not like a uniform, even, all the volume was kind of traded at the same, all the prices traded at the same volume. No. There's certain volumes where there's more volume, certain prices where there's more volume traded. I'm going to get this right one day. So there's a high likelihood whenever there's more volume traded at certain prices that there's also unfilled orders at those prices where people have set in buy orders because this is an uptrend that have not been filled yet. And so there's a high likelihood of that being a good support level, where if price comes back down in a retracement, it'll find some support here, find more buyers that are waiting to get their orders filled before it continues to trend back up. So this is a good way, and there's a closer one up here. There's a good spike here at 38.80 level. And so again, that was one of the things I was looking out for today is will it come down to that 38.80 level before it continues to go higher, and it doesn't look like it. It looks like it will just kind of stay in this range where it's at right now. But there's a high likelihood it would come back down over the next 3 days, sometime over the next 3 days. By the end of the week, it'll come back down to that level, and let's say it breaks that level. Let's say it breaks that 38.80 level, and maybe gets down to 38.75 or so, then there's a high likelihood it would continue to fall down until it finds more support, at this 38.30 level. So that's what I use this 45-minute chart for. More of a macro perspective. Since I'm doing intraday trading, this is definitely more macro for me. It's not ultra macro. I'm not doing any fundamentals, none of that stuff. But from a technical analysis standpoint, this gives me a little bit more information of how the market might continue to do over the next few days. So that's my dashboard. On the right side, you'll see this thing called a depth. Excuse me. You'll see what this is called a depth of market. So this basically shows where the buyers are, at how many outstanding contracts there are, at which prices the buyers are willing to buy at. And then on the right side, the ask side, so the first side is the bid side, the second side is the ask side, and so you'll see how many contracts are outstanding for sellers that are willing to sell at a specific price. So this is also, I don't have the full depth of market, otherwise I'll be able to see everything. I'll be able to even go further up higher and see, there's a lot of sellers that are willing to sell at 39.25, or there's a lot of buyers that are willing to sell here. But a combination of volume profile and this gives me enough information that many people may not have access to unless you're actually paying for, hedge fund level software. So that's the depth of market, is where I usually actually enter trades as well. And I usually use a bracket order, but I do not use a target. I just use a entry and a stop loss level. So a stop loss of 6. I don't know if I explained this, but each tick in the E-mini S&P 500 of 0.25, each tick is worth $12.50. So 4 ticks or 1 point would be $50 for each contract. And so if I'm risking 6 points for my stop loss, that would mean that I'm risking $300 for each trade that I'm entering. So I'm going to watch this real quick here. Price is moving very quickly into that VWAP level. So depending on how it reacts, I will know if it's going to continue to go lower, or if there's a good support there. It looks like it might continue to go lower. I'm going to enter there.
Order filled.
My stop loss down. Not a high probability trade, honestly, but I just wanted to enter something. And let's see what happens. We only have about 8 minutes left in the day, so see, not much. It didn't move up. There wasn't a huge rebound from the VWAP, and so I figured that the sellers were still in control. I could definitely be wrong, and if I am wrong, I would lose, what is that, $150 on this one contract. So I'm risking $150 because I think that it's going to continue to come down. So right now I'm down $63, $64. Let's see. Still not wrong yet. Still hasn't moved up with crazy momentum. Still going to watch this. I did not enter with amazing conviction on this trade, so I think I'm going to pay for it. There is a reversal candle here, so let's see what happens. Not a great entry by any means. So the first trade on the books for my live trading session, and pretty low bar to pass from now, so maybe that's good. I don't know. Not too hot on this trade. I'm not going to exit prematurely. I'm going to ride this out. Let's see what happens. Okay, moving back towards my entry. And let's see how it interacts with VWAP now. Again, still kind of bouncing off. Still kind of bouncing off. Still kind of hanging in there. And oh man, it's a little frozen. Come on, man, what are you doing? Show your cards. It wants to go down. I'm going to enter another trade here at 39.0525. 2 ticks higher. Ay, 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 this is frozen. Okay, well, I wanted to enter another one here, but it did not. did not. Did not enter me. That's okay. That's okay. But I do want to exit this trade now. We got about 3 minutes left on the trading day. Less than 3 minutes left. First trade mill live trading room session officially on the books. Whoever watched this for the first time, thanks for tuning in. I swear it was enjoyable the first hour that it did not go live. It's kind of a shame. Kind of talked about a lot of things actually, but it's okay. I'll repeat it for my own sake as well. So not too bummed, but yeah, definitely gives me more things to cover as I'm doing this more consistently. So whoever tuned in for the first time, thank you for doing that. I'm going to improve upon this. There's many things to improve upon in how I'm covering this, making sure that the hardware and software works perfectly, or works better each time. So yeah, lots of things to improve on. And but this gives me confidence that I can do this. This is all new for me, not just on the trading side, but on the YouTube production side, on the hardware and software that's required for me to do this, and many things, So, anyways, it looks like I need to exit this trade. I may be getting reversed on as we speak, and it's a shame because this kept freezing, and I don't know why it kept freezing. I may be my system may not be able to handle this crazy amount of graphics and all that shit going on at the moment, but let me go ahead and exit this trade before I continue to lose more. And man, this sucks. This really blows. Just freezing so much. I do have a lot of things running though, so I mean, but still, like, come on. Not cool. Like, not cool. Well, that's it. We've got to 3 o'clock Central Time. Close of the day. Probably about a few more minutes of trading that on the futures. But I'm not going to mess with it. Like I said, this is
Order filled.
I just wanted to get a trade in.
Order filled.
I just wanted to get a trade in for the combine purposes, and just wanted to practice being in front of a screen and just talking while doing this trading thing. So yeah, first day in the books. Thanks all for watching. How long has this been? Just under 30 minutes until I decided to go live. So cool. I'm going to make this public, and we're out. Thanks for watching.